Dave Sandowitz is next. He's an accidental techie, a husband, father, and friend. He likes to get things done, he says, even though sometimes we don't always make it, right? It's true. It's true. All right.
Hey, guys. All right. Hope mine aren't backwards. You can hear me, can't you? I'm not going to do any yelling, though. Thanks. I try. Oh! Wouldn't you know? Anytime you do a demo, right? All right, so this is the Kubler-Ross model, sometimes known as the 5 stages of grief. I want to talk about one small thread tonight, which isn't really represented here, and that's the idea of isolation and how you experience that. On April 4th, 2007, my daughter Eva passed away. She was born premature, she had a congenital heart defect, endured 2 surgeries, and she only lived 29 days. My life hasn't been the same since. We were overwhelmed by information and machines and specialists. That's Eva in the red circle, if you can see it. My wife was in the hospital for 3 months. Eva was there another month after that. And we really just tried to keep it together and maintain hope during this process. All that mattered to us was our daughter, and we worked hard to maintain some normalcy amidst a complete lack of control. It didn't make us any more capable, though, of dealing with her death. I miss her. They say time heals all wounds, but Eva is like the cut that won't close. She's always with me like a shadow across my path, and it makes it hard to live sometimes, let alone move on. Her memorial, the friends and the acquaintances that showed up, people filled our house that afternoon, did their best trying to keep us from drowning, but that was just one day. For the next several months, sometimes even now, all I wanted to do was drive myself into a tree. I wanted to die. I wanted everything around me to dissolve. I just wanted to be let free of this grief that I was experiencing. So I went back to normal life, but it felt like everyone was staring at me as if I had a t-shirt that said dead baby on it. And I didn't know how to handle it, so I told everybody I was fine, we're okay, instead of saying, yeah, I wish I was dead. Eva's death was like a radiation blast. It changed me immediately, and I suddenly became a kind of public person that was okay, and a monster on the inside that I was frightened would come out. 4.5 years now, and I'm still an alien, trying to stay out of sight. The difficult becomes secret. The hard to say becomes hidden. I've lost track of who knows what, so it's just easier to ignore and pretend like nothing happened. And life is filled with reminders, songs, pictures, TV shows. I sometimes stare out the window at work, turning my face so nobody can see the mess on the inside. I just try to keep that door closed. I glance away sometimes in interaction, so it just routes around the subject. I'm here, but I'm separate at the same time. And the distance, I don't know if I've created it or if it's because people are simply avoiding me and what I want to say. Then one night in the grocery store, the produce section, was the cardiac surgeon for Eva in his Tevas and his bike helmet. And I couldn't say anything to him. I was so used to the distance and not talking about it that I couldn't approach the man even though he was right there. I don't know how to make it across this gap. How do I talk about Eva without fear of rejection or misunderstanding? It's hard to stop hiding this stuff because it's so easy to believe that nobody's going to understand. A friend of mine recently lost his dad to cancer, and he said to me, when he's on the subway, he just figures there's someone else that knows what he's going through. That the odds are that somebody else on that train is experiencing loss and grief at the same time that he is. I think he's right. He's not the only one on that train, so I'm going to make a bet. I bet I'm not the only one in this room tonight who feels like this. It's a little bit of hope for me, too. Maybe I'm not the only monster or alien in the room. I'm up here because I needed to share this. This is my answer to dealing with my isolation. So I'm going to ask some of you to do something. If you feel like this, if you felt like this too, I'm going to ask you to stand. If you're standing already, raise your hand. I'm here because I don't think I'm the only oddball. I'm not the only one who's sad as hell sometimes, even though everyone else looks content and satisfied and happy. So stand up. I'm here because I want to shrink the distance, to bring the public side and the private side of me back together, and I can't do that on my own. So stand up. You don't have to. I'm here because I don't want to be alone anymore. I don't want to be isolated, and tonight, standing together, none of us are. Thanks for letting me do this.